Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast. Okay, today we got a special episode. We're going to be talking about growing your business from $0 to $2.5 million per month and how to successfully expand off Amazon with Shopify without wasting time and money. Some of the things we're going to be covering are the fundamentals on how to succeed off Amazon with Shopify, how to pick the right products to ensure scale and profitability, and the secret to high converting sales funnel strategies. So welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast.
Lunch with Norm.
Okay, like I mentioned, today it's a special episode. We're going to be talking about how to successfully expand off Amazon with Shopify without wasting a bunch of time or money. Our guest today has profitably managed over 100 million in ad spend on Facebook for multiple e-commerce Fortune 100 companies. As an international keynote speaker, Manol has shared the stage with billionaire entrepreneurs like Sarah Blakely, Robert Kiyosaki, and Dave Asprey, and many more. Please welcome, well, not right now, but in a second, Manol Georgiev. Okay, and before we get to Manol, let's have a word from our sponsor. A big thank you to our sponsor, Startup Club, the largest club on Clubhouse with over 790,000 members and growing. They're one of the world's largest communities supporting the startup ecosystem, from founders to those wishing to work for a startup and everything in between. You can find them at www.startup.club for blogs, recordings, and a calendar of upcoming shows, and on the Clubhouse app. Just search Startup Club for daily shows 24/7. You can also now listen to their show, the Serial Entrepreneur Club podcast, on Apple and Spotify too. Stop by to connect, learn, and grow together. And I should mention that that's way more members right now than when we started to record that call out. I think we're at 1.3, 1.4 million people over on Startup Club. Anyways, let's bring on the boy Blunder.
That's me. Hello. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Good
Happy
to see
Wednesday.
you all. Happy Wednesday. As Cool Hand 99 likes to say, wonderful Wednesday, everybody. Let us know if you're watching in the comment sections and where you're watching from. We're up here in Toronto, Canada, or I am, and you're a little bit north of that.
Yep.
But yeah, let us know in the comment sections where you're watching from today. Also, don't forget to smash those like buttons. Give us a thumbs up for today's episode. That's going to be a good one. We've got a case study too, which is pretty cool, going from $0 to 2.5 per month. So pretty cool stuff. And if you haven't yet, please join our Facebook group, Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA, and e-commerce collective. There's a lot of cool and exciting things happening there. Most importantly, right now, we've got a big webinar planned August 18th at 3 p.m. Eastern time with a special guest, Vance Lee. So to learn more about that, you can check out the Facebook group, and I'm going to be posting a link where you can sign up. Cool thing that we convinced Norm to do. So anyone who signs up is going to be automatically entered into a draw for a private 1-hour consultation with Norm. So sign up, and you might get a private consult with Norm. So that's super exciting.
It was either you or me. That's the thing, and I think that people would much rather have a consult with you. So anyway,
yeah, we'll see about that. Well, they can have their choice. Let's put it up to them.
Okay, all right, here we go.
But anyways, I think that's it. Again, our topic today is expanding off of Amazon into Shopify. So throwing it out to the audience, is this something you're looking at? What's holding you back from expanding to Shopify? What are those hurdles that you have questions about? Let us know in the comment sections to start off this episode. And I think that's it for me.
All right. So I see that Andrew's back in Ethiopia. Man, this guy's all over the world. But that's pretty cool. And Cool Hand, Washington, and Christine's over in California with Richard. All right. Well, let's get this started. One of the things I want to say, Manol is one of my favorite guys. And he was one of the first people I met. And we're going to be talking about this. We're doing a pre-record tomorrow, but we're going to be doing this on Friday. We have conflict. I'm going to be on a plane, and we're going to be talking events and masterminds and mentors. But I met Manol at in 1997, or sorry, in 1997, in 2017, in Mallorca, at an ASM event, and just hit it off. We met each other a few times over different events around the world. And he's just an awesome guy. So I've been trying a long time to get him onto the podcast. And, I can't wait to start talking to him today about it. But anyways, we've got a great giveaway with Manol today, and can't wait to get him on. So he's backstage right now. If you have any questions or comments, just throw them into the comment area. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, enjoy the show. Welcome, Manol.
Norm, how are you doing?
Hey, how are you? Where did you go?
I'm here. I've been waiting. I love the intro.
Thanks so much. No problem. I can't see you though.
What, really?
Oh, really? It's as usual, Norm.
Yeah, I can see myself.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I think it's just on your end.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and am I coming through okay? Because it is a blank screen.
No, you don't have a beard. Where's your beard?
I'm going to try something here. Just a sec. Yep. I guess I'm going to be talking to you. I'm just going to pretend you're there. You are absolutely just a blank. Oh, I can't see him. So see, I'm not the only one. Richard, Rich says I don't see him either. Cool Hand. Hey, Manol, why don't you try clicking your camera off and then coming back on?
All right, let's do that. What about now?
This is strange. We've never had this issue before.
No.
Can you see me now?
Now we can see you.
Okay, there you go.
You were just pulling my leg so I'd go into the fetal position or something. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I think we're good.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for the opportunity. I'm excited about the chat, and as always, it's great to see you, Norm.
Well, you know what? It is so cool. I always talk about, meeting people, going out to events. The event that we met at, I had to make a decision whether I was going to spend that money or not. It was early days of Amazon. In my Amazon career, I was a couple of years into it, and I didn't know if I should go. It was very expensive. It wasn't a cheap, it wasn't a cheap week getting to know everybody, but I went. And that was the start. I got to meet Dima was there, Dima Kubrick was there, Tomer Rabinovich was there, you were there, Ezra Firestone. And there was a ton of people that I still get to keep in contact with. Probably 90% of the people that were there, I'm still in contact with, and they help out. Like I've had problems with certain things, Facebook wise. I've reached out to you, and you've got back to me, and it wasn't like, oh, here's a $500 bill. It was just, oh yeah, here's some advice, and hopefully you can do that to me as well. But anyways, getting to know people is not about getting free advice. If I needed something, I'm definitely going to pay. If I needed something outside of, hey, what do you think about this? But it's getting to break bread with people. It's getting to know, like when you were out there, your wife was pregnant. I remember that. And it's just, I got to know, people's families. And I know we're a little off topic, but it's so important. We're having, I just got back from Australia last week, and we're going to do a pre-record tomorrow night with a bunch of the group that we went to this event with, and we're just kind of going to go over why it was important to them and what they got out of it. I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling an event. I'm not, doing anything. I just want to show everybody how important it is to get out to these things. And even if you think you know it all, it's like when you become a black belt. You think you know everything. And that's where the beginning of the learning really starts, right? You get the fundamentals down, you understand them, but now you learn. And that's the same thing here. You think you're great. You think you understand everything. You think your sales are phenomenal until you understand other channels like Shopify and how that can all kind of just flow in, but you don't explore them because you think you know it all. And that's going to kind of lead into what we're talking about today. Have you ever been an Amazon seller?
I think for a very short period, we had this brand, and we didn't have much luck with it, so we immediately sold it. Actually,
Right.
Dima bought it from me because he bought it for the sake of having another Amazon account. I think there's value in someone setting up that Amazon account, but it's I stick to what I do best, and it's not Amazon. So it was a good, just a quick experiment there. But not really. I don't have like massive success like many of your audience. And then just even the network that me and you met at. Like I'm a just a web direct to consumer, just social acquisition guy, and then that's what we do best. We didn't really have success with the Amazon that me and my wife launched something.
Right.
So
I'm kind of interested. We've got a lot of people that listen to the podcast who are Amazon based. There's a lot that are ecom based as well. But how do you transition, or why should you transition off of Amazon onto another platform? I'm not saying don't go onto Amazon. I think you've got a captivated audience there. And if you've got a brand, there's a good chance that you're going to, if you do things right, you're going to be very successful. But why would you take that and expand to another channel like Shopify?
Why? I mean, first, I think the multiplier, if you're looking for an exit, is a little bit better than just an Amazon brand, and then you diversify. Then you also own that user base, customer base, if it's on your own website, like just Shopify. I guess you just have all of that control compared to Amazon. Amazon is also it's great to scale, but it just some products are performing and converting and have better potential to scale off of Amazon. Specifically when we talk about if you're building a brand, if it's just one product, maybe Amazon is great. You just gave me an example with someone who came up with a great idea, and it's just one product. He has great margin, and then he sold 1 million products in 7 months. And you can also achieve that with Facebook advertising and customer acquisition on social media. But what I'm saying is, if you want to build a brand and really have great products and expand your product line, and really the value is in the brand, you need to expand off of Amazon. And then the other thing is like it doesn't always work. I can't really say like all of the brands, Amazon brands, can expand off of Amazon, or all the products that are crushing it on Amazon can actually work on Facebook. There's really that's a good question here. Maybe if we continue talking, I can give some examples.
Sure.
Of just how to find a product. What are the criteria that make a product, Amazon product, successful with Facebook in terms of like scaling it with Shopify?
Yeah, why don't we go down that rabbit hole? I'm very interested in that. Just what are the prerequisites, or what would you recommend? Because I know just recently I went to you with one of my products, and you said, unless you meet this criteria, you're not there. You've got to develop a product that meets X. Why don't we talk about that? So what is a good fit? What isn't a good fit when you're looking to expand to Shopify or an e-commerce platform?
Good. And I also can give you that. You can send that to your audience as just a handout, because I recently did a presentation for another show, and again, the audience is similar. It overlaps with your audience and listeners. And I had to come up with this list that's in front of me. So basically, this is something that we use internally as an agency to evaluate the scale potential of new clients, people that come to us and be like, hey, listen, we're ready. We want to start scaling on Facebook, but we don't know anything about scaling off of Amazon. Here's the product, or here's the brand. And then we don't really want to take everyone that comes to us just for the sake of getting a new client, because what we go after is just the budget potential, the scaling potential. Can we actually scale this product and this brand on Facebook, and Shopify? And we have our own criteria and a list that we go by to really pick the right product that is scalable. And what I have is like a 12-point checklist. So I can go by that and tell you what we're looking for. So first, we're looking, you need to have a good profit margin. That allows you more room to scale on Facebook, because you can spend more for acquisition marketing and to acquire a customer, than your competitors, because Facebook is really competitive, and it really depends. It really depends what niche you're in and what industry. But we're looking to see minimum of 50% profit margin, which I don't think for most it's that challenging, right? So 50+% profit margin. Then what we want to see is, can we sell multiple units from the same product? The reason why is because we want to push people to buy more than one unit from the same product on the first time that they purchase. So if it's, and I can give you examples of products that you can sell multiple and you can't. Like if it's a knife set, you can't really sell too many of these at once, right? Because you only need one. Or if it's a diffuser, you only need one. Right. Or if it's a baby stroller, you only need one. But if it's coffee, you can buy multiple bags of coffee, just for the sake of saving or whatever the offer is there. But that's number two. And number three, we look to get an average order value that's over $70. So this is basically the average cart value. How much are you going to spend on average on the first time that you shop on that store? And if the product is $20, because there's different price ranges, you can't really price all the products out there over $70. But if you can sell multiple and you can get the AOV to be over $70, then that's a plus. I mean, it's almost, I would say, necessary right now to have a strong average order value for e-commerce if you're running Facebook ads.
Yeah, I remember I talked to Charles Livingston just after Mallorca, anyways, he was talking to me about this, and he was selling supplements at the time, and he was selling them. I don't know if he was on Amazon, but he was driving traffic over to a Shopify store, and he said he did basically a simple pop-up, came up, upsell, downsell, cross-sell, and he ended up bringing his. I think this is going back a bunch of years, but I think he said he was doing it was 30 something was the average single bottle price, and by the time they left, the average order value was over $100 because he got them into the subscription model, and just by doing something that simple, adding a pop-up widget, it just helped him increase the sales. And so that's one thing I think is very important. And I like the idea about the average order value, because there's layers here. If you have that 50% built in, if you have that 70% built in, now you can start playing around with a little bit of a budget and not have to run scared about losing money.
Yeah, that all all of these components are part of the formula that we follow in order to scale these brands, because we don't want to just start. Even if we start small, we don't want to prolong the testing period before we really break through. So we already know the drill, we know the system, we know the requirements, what's needed for this to work. So I'm just going to give out what we have here.
Sure.
So basically, also the other thing you need to watch out for is the product weight, so you can just have low shipping cost as well. Another thing is if the product is consumable, if it's something that you can eat or drink, and just if it's also just lotion or body cream or something that's consumable and you can reorder again, that's a plus. If not, not all products are the same. It's still okay. But if it's a consumable, then that helps you with the next point, which is a return rate. Like if you buy a diffuser, how often are you going to come back to the store to buy another diffuser? Maybe when it breaks, right? But if it breaks too soon, then you're probably not going to buy from this brand again. So if it's a consumable and the product really lives up to the promise, first, the product needs to be good product. If you're just selling something that's mediocre, or it's really not what you're advertising it as, it's not going to work. So that's the number one thing. But then what I was saying about the consumable is you have percentage of people who will come and buy again from you, and we're looking to have a 8% plus return rate on existing customers. So if they buy from you today, they get a chance to test the product probably within 5 days to a week until they get it. They get a chance to see immediate result from the product, and then within a month, 2-3 months, they will come back for more because the product is good for the client. So return rate of 8% is what we're looking for. And then subscription. Can you put that product as a subscription? It doesn't mean that when we run ads, we'll tell people, hey, come and subscribe. Not necessarily. In some cases, yes, if that's the business model, if it's a subscription business. But if it's not, and it's a consumable product, most likely you can give them an option to save when they subscribe. And that's good, because if it's a good product and they subscribe, that really helps you with the LTV. Then does it deliver a quick result? So that's basically quick social validation. If it's coffee, and then the coffee promise is, listen, this coffee is not gonna bother your stomach, is low acid coffee. It's tested for all kinds of toxins. It's clean coffee, and then most likely you're drinking bad coffee because that's what bothers your stomach, and you have reflux and all of that from drinking coffee. So that's kind of like the promise, right? You buy that, and then you're like, wow, this coffee really doesn't bother my stomach. It's a clean taste. It's very smooth when I drink it. It lives up to the promise, right? So then people come back, and then that helps with the social validations on that. People see the ads again and then immediately jump into the comments and start saying like, yeah, that product works, it's great. I just received I tasted it, it's amazing. So some products, you can't really try them and understand whether they work or not that fast. But if it's something like food or a beverage, you can immediately tell, right? If it's supplements or something that is supposed to heal you in some way, then maybe there's just a period in which you have to wait until you see results. And once you see results fast, what happens is that's very important. It's that social validation with the Facebook and Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you run ads, that people come back and they immediately comment on your ads in the comments, and then they say like, yeah, this product works. And then when other like new person sees that ad, and then they see all of these comments down below of random people saying that this product works, that increases the conversion rates on these ads tremendously. So this is a tactic that we've been leveraging for a long time that really works great, and it always works with products that you can see quick result after you try the product.
Yeah, that makes sense. So if you can get that and you can show the social proof, and that's what people are looking for. I think that's why lifestyle photos and images and content are doing so well nowadays, because people want to make sure that what they're seeing with all these micro brands, that they actually work. I've never heard of this brand. How do I trust them? I'll go out to Google and check it out. Oh, I see this this ad in my Facebook feed. But once they see that social proof, that just gives them that one more check in the checkbox to go ahead and buy.
Yeah, exactly. And then it helps even with paid ads a lot. So the other thing is market size. So we know whether we can really scale on Facebook. As you know, like we're looking to, we're working with brands that some of them are spending like $1 million a month. And then if the market size is not there for a product, like we can't really reach that, just scale potential. And you really want to see and look into products that are a little bit more mass appeal. If they're really niche products, then Facebook is becoming less and less effective for niche type of products, that it's a very small, secluded, just kind of market. And you can't really scale there because, Facebook's ability to target, these, high intent buyers is not as effective anymore as before, as prior to, iOS 14 changes. So now we're looking more to, future-proof products that are more essential product like food, beverage, supplements, and then can you really sell that to almost anyone, regardless of the age, the demographic, and that.
Now, when you're looking at that, when you're looking at the demographic, you're looking at targeting very specific people. Like you're drilling down into the demographic, building your audience, and then just targeting those people. You're not doing a shotgun approach, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. We're drilling down, and we achieve that through creative. We're really big on creative strategy because now that Facebook is not as effective with the tools that Facebook provides to actually target those specific people. Basically, you have to buy a lot of low quality traffic in order to buy the high quality traffic too. Because the targeting ability is what it used to be. And now because you're paying the same price, but you get a lot of people to see your ads that really don't need to see your ads, you achieve that through really smart creative strategy. You show creatives, and the creative is the video, the image, and the ad copy on the ad. That will filter through the audience that are seeing your ad, and will also trigger the high intent buyers to actually click on that ad and go to the sales page and then potentially convert, and purchase. But we achieve that more through creative now than with, just targeting different audiences and lookalikes and small interests like we used to do before. So, but let me just continue down the list, and we can even talk more about that. So what happened? My screen. Okay, there you go. The other thing is, so market size needs to be, high volume in terms of an audience that you can target. Second thing is, does the product solve a specific issue? So, for example, a knife that definitely solves an issue, right? You're cutting stuff with it, but selling a knife on Facebook, imagine that if there's nothing really unique to it, it's really hard. It's too broad, it's too mainstream and massive. And if there isn't anything unique to it, it's very hard, like almost impossible to really scale it on Facebook. You would say, okay, but the coffee is the same, right? Like everybody drinks coffee. But if there's something, there's something specific to, the example that, because we started talking about, Life Boost, and that's, the brand and the case study that I can give you examples with, that we really scaled massively. But it's a subcategory within a massive, industry, like the coffee industry. Right. What they do is they sell low acid coffee to people who have problems drinking coffee, and they have, acid reflux and all that. So that's a sub niche within the bigger niche, and that solves a specific problem. And really, you have to have a smart marketing and sales, sales funnel and sales copy in order to, sell this product at very high conversion rate. So solving a specific issue is, one of the big things that we're looking for. The other thing is, can you give a better offer on your Shopify sales funnel than what you currently have on Amazon? So here's why: because you start paying for Facebook ads, for example, and you're driving traffic to this sales page where people will buy your product. But then a lot of people will try to see if that product already exists on Amazon. And then they would if that is the case, they would prefer buying it on Amazon just because of the trust thing there. People have more trust in just shopping on Amazon. So you don't want that to happen. And what you need to do is you need to be able to offer a better discount or a better deal that is only available for whoever comes through your sales funnel or your sales page. And then if they go to Amazon to check if that exists, they will find that as, appealing offer on Amazon. So they go back to the sales page and convert there. You want to make sure like you have a better offer than Amazon, so that Amazon doesn't snipe all your customers.
Oh, go ahead.
No, and then the last one is because I talked about creative a little bit, but creative strategy for just scaling successfully and just efficiently on Facebook is really what we do. So we look into does this a client have a lot of assets, like creative assets, like videos, testimonials from customers, brand, lifestyle, images. Do we have enough material basically in order to create creative concepts, ads and videos that we want to test? So that's really an important factor. And these were like 12 points. There's more, but I'll stop here because people get the picture, and then I'll give you that PDF so
great.
The listeners can actually see that.
Okay, that's fantastic. So we're at the bottom of the hour, and I just want to let the listeners know, or please let us know, are you on Shopify? How are you doing on Shopify? Let us know. Is it does it meet your expectations? And if not, why? The other thing is we have got an incredible giveaway today. So Manol is going to be offering it's a 1 hour or 30-minute. What is the consult that you're offering?
It's a 1 hour Thai massage. I'm just it's a 1 hour just chat. We can just get on Zoom and talk about anything they want to ask me. We can review their just products, their ads, anything that's related to just scaling a brand online. Well,
that's fantastic. It's also priceless because Manol, doesn't give away his time like this. The agency is huge. I've been on the phone with him just with one of my products recently, and the tips that he was able to give me was incredible. So if you've got a full hour that you can work with Manol just on your brand or just asking him questions, it's going to be well worth it. So it's going to be, Kelsey, can you pop on here? It's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey and
hashtag Shopify. So
okay.
you need to have both hashtags in the comment section. So just type out hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, hashtag Shopify, and you'll be entered in today's giveaway. If you take 2 people, that means if you put the little @ sign and write people's names, you'll get entered twice. So again, we're going to be announcing the winner at the end of the podcast. So make sure you get those in. Also, get your questions in. I see we have 3 or 4 already. So that's great. Manol's a great resource, and we have him for the hour. So definitely take your, get the most out of it. So get your questions in. And
because it took him 2 years to come on. So I don't want to wait another 2 years. Okay. So Kelsey, while we're doing that, why don't we go to another word from our sponsor? If you're selling on Amazon in 2022, you know how important it is to stand out from your competition. Let Hono Worldwide lend a helping hand with your product innovation to outcompete your competition online. That's right. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the success of your newly innovative product while Hono handles all the work. Visit honoworldwide.com for more information. That's Honu, Honu, worldwide.com, or email savings@honoworldwide.com. So Manol, when we were just taking that sponsor call out, I saw something that Cindy brought in, and yes, I have Shopify and sell a lot more on Amazon. And I hear that a lot. One of the things I think a lot of people have to realize is that on Amazon, it is a large search engine, and it's a search engine that people are going there to buy products. It's a captivated audience. And you pay for it. You pay for that 15% referral fee. And when your FBA percentage all comes out, it's around 31% nowadays. It used to be a lot lower than that, but now it's about 31%. Well, on Shopify, you have to build your audience. And if you're not building and if you're not driving traffic, this is that external traffic. You can do it over to Amazon. You can do it over to Shopify. Even on Shopify, one of the things that we've noticed is that you can, they can buy it on the Shopify page with the bonus or the added value that Manol was talking about. Or you can have a button that just says, or buy on Amazon, and you can go directly over to the Amazon page if people feel that way. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's so important to understand that you're going to pay for traffic one way or the other and to build the audience. But what I like about driving traffic over to Shopify is that it's your audience and it's for you and what you want to do with it. And if you listen to what Sean Hart was saying over at Post Purchase Pro, you should be able to, I don't know if you agree with these figures, Manol, but he says that if you build your own audience, you should be able to expect about 44% more in profit. I'm not sure if those are the same numbers you're getting.
Yeah, because just through email, the industry standard is about 25-30% of revenue that comes through email. That's just by setting up auto sequences of emails to upsell and cross-sell more products. That's from building your own, customer base on your online store. Yeah. And then it doesn't matter if it's Shopify or any other platform. Like the reason we say Shopify is just because it's just they're the big dog in the industry, and it's the most popular. But I saw in the comments someone asked about WooCommerce. It doesn't really matter if you even hire a developer and build your own store. It doesn't matter what it is. So we just call it Shopify for.
Right. And there's other ones out there. BigCommerce is another one. I mean, there's lots out there. Shopify. What I like about Shopify is it all comes together. With WooCommerce or WordPress sites, what you have, and I've experienced this a ton, especially back 10 years ago, when you'd have these plugins that you'd plug in, and then the developer would go away and finish college or something, and now you've got a conflict. So, you'd have a store that was operational, but certain plugins that you'd plug into it would be conflict. That doesn't happen with Shopify. It's just, it just runs so smooth. Now you will pay for it. Shopify isn't the cheapest platform, but it's so bloody easy to use.
Yeah. I agree.
Now, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, there's still a few things before we get to the questions, but one of the things I wanted to talk about was driving traffic to your homepage and driving traffic to a funnel.
Mm-hmm.
What are the differences and why should people do that?
Great question. Maybe this is where I can squeeze in that story. That's very interesting story and a case study, basically, for that coffee brand, Life Boost, because it answers this question, and it's part of, like, we can summarize the whole thing, like what's needed to basically scale your own online store. So here's what happened. Like Matt from Amazing, he came to me in 2019 or 2020 actually, and then he was like, we have this coffee brand, but it's not doing anything. Like it's been sitting there for 3 years, and we want to just give it a little bit more love now and want to test out Facebook ads. I told him, you guys are, like, at this point too small for us, because you can't really justify the agency fees if you're not really spending anything on Facebook. But I saw the potential back then, and then I was helping a little bit Matt in the beginning so he can run some tests on Facebook, and then we actually took it from him after the first few weeks of testing. What happens is this: they have a Shopify store that sells coffee. When you run traffic directly to the Shopify store, to the product page on Shopify, your conversion rate is low. It's not as competitive as where it needs to be in order for you to actually get more efficient and scale. So you're looking to something between 1% and 3% on average if you run traffic from Facebook directly to the product page on Shopify. So what they did back then is we created this sales page, which is a long form sales page that has its story, like why buy this coffee. It has good promise and a strong headline. It has all the social proof, like images from customers using the coffee, testimonials, video testimonials, endorsements, screenshots from different publications and magazines, all the benefits of the coffee, all the just different features of the coffee, and then exactly explained in a story like long form sales page. So driving traffic to this sales page, like 3x or 4x the conversion rate compared to Shopify, because everything is funneled and structured in a long sales page, kind of like an article that you read everything, you get the picture, all your objections are basically being solved right there, because you might be like, oh, maybe the price is too high, or there's not enough people using it, or what about that specific issue, does it solve it? In a long form page, you can have much more content that you can cover compared to like a regular Shopify store page. So this by itself, like driving traffic to a funnel instead of driving traffic to Shopify store, increased the conversion rate dramatically. So now that we achieved that part, we increased the conversion rate, then what we did is a very strong, almost irresistible offer, the offer that I talked about. When you go to the Shopify store, you have pretty much all the options. You can buy 1 unit of the product, or you can buy 6, whatever you decide. But when you go to that specific page, we limit your options. And in the beginning, that's a funny story, is we were testing, you can buy either 1 bag of coffee, 2 bags or 4 bags, or 1 bag, 3 bags, 6 bags. And then the average order value was around like $34, $35. And I told the guys, I told Charles and Matt, I'm like, guys, listen, the AOV is not giving us enough room to scale. We're not really hitting your return on ad spend, the ROAS target, in order to spend more and start scaling and drive more revenue. So we need to get the average order value about $60. How do we do that? I told them, like, remove the single unit, the single bag, and only offer people like 3 and 6. And they're like, yeah, but what? Like, who's gonna buy 3 bags or 6 bags of coffee? They haven't even tasted it first. They would probably even want just a sample before they commit to 6 bags of coffee. And I told them back then, like, because, you know, I've had this experience with scaling products and this massive scale on Facebook. So I know how the system and how the algorithms work and everything. I told them, don't worry about it. Let me do my magic. You just remove the single bag. Okay, so they left 3 bags option and 6 bags on the page. Even if you want, you can't buy 1 bag of coffee. And then what happened is Facebook was trained to basically find people who are more likely to buy 3 and 6 bags. You just have to give Facebook a little bit more data. You have to run a little bit of spend, teach the algorithm how to find these people who are more likely to spend a little bit more. And then at the same time, what we achieved is we kept the cost per customer acquisition on the same level while we increased the average order value. So when we did that thing, the return on ad spend doubled as well. So we were able to hit the ROAS target by just doing that, just offering 3 and 6, increased the average order value, kept the conversion rate pretty much the same, and the cost per acquisition the same. So now we're, game on. Now it's let's start scaling this thing, because at that time when we took over, they were at about $20K a month in revenue. And then we got them to 2.5 million in revenue a month. But during that period, what happened is now we have a converting funnel. We have great offer. We pay for traffic and we funnel everything through that single page. So because we know it converts. And then if you go to the website and you try to buy just 1 bag, you're not going to see that great discount that you're getting on the sales page and the funnel. So from here on, we just really needed to start scaling. And then for those who are running Facebook ads, they know, like, this is the biggest challenge that everybody has. If you try to scale on Facebook and increase the spend, you are basically, your ads are getting more expensive. Facebook is charging you a little bit more, right? You can't really find enough people to convert at the same rate. And your cost per acquisition goes up every time you try to scale. So how you offset that, how you combat that trend, which is typical for Facebook, is through better creative strategy. So these were the years where really everybody was focused still on the outdated tactics, like 2020. From 2018 to 2020, everybody's still not really getting that creative is the main driver of performance on Facebook. But we got that early on. Even Norm, where we met in Mallorca, 2016, I was teaching about Facebook creative back then, and everybody was ignoring it. Not the audience there where me and you were, but in the industry, I've seen, like, they treated creative equally as everything else. And we treated it like 80% of our focus in the agency will be creative, because that's what's going to be the future, and that's driving performance. The reason why is because Facebook can automate everything. They can automate all the processes, like budgeting, targeting, different placements, segmentations, bidding, how much you bid and all that, all these strategies, Facebook can automate them and simplify them with machine learning because it's getting so advanced. So basically, they take that control out of the advertisers and the media buyers, media strategists hands, and then they automate it. So the only thing they can't automate and simplify through machine learning is creative, because they don't know what kind of image or video you're going to upload up there on Facebook. They don't know what kind of ad copy you're going to write. This is still in the advertiser's hands and control. And so what we did is we really focused on understanding that part of the media buying and strategy. And for LifeBoost, what we did is we started testing creatives really aggressively, like sometimes 100 videos a month, 100 images a month, different concepts, not just variations of the same look and feel image, but completely different look and feel, different hooks, different angles, until we find a winner that is so efficient that we are able to scale it massively. And I have the things in front of me, but I'll tell you exactly when we scaled these guys. We were spending like $7K a month. And then we tripled that when we had that breakthrough with the average order value. So from $7K a month, we go to $26,000 a month in spend by actually increasing the return on ad spend. Then we go to $50K a month by increasing the ROAS by another 25-30%. From $50K a month, in a single month, we double the spend on Facebook. So we go to $100K. And we keep the same return on ad spend. Their break even or the target ROAS that we had was 2x. So you give $1, you take 2 back. This is where they break even. This is where they tell me, Manol, you can spend unlimited. You can spend millions if you want. So this is all I need to hear. And then from there, what we do is from 100K, 167K in a single month. So we increase it. And then how do you jump from, how do we make these big jumps without really compromising on the efficiency and the ROAS? Is through finding strong creatives that perform so that we can offset the audience fatigue. I'm getting a little bit more in details here. I don't want to get carried away, but really strong creative and multiple different creative wins are needed in order to maintain that growth without really compromising on the cost per acquisition. You keep the cost per acquisition same level and the return on ad spend on the same level, but you keep spending more and more and bringing in more and more revenue. And that's it. So then from 200K, we jump to 450K in single month. That's in spend.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is all through powerful creative strategy. Like we really understand what type of creatives work for different industry, for different demographics, for different customer profiles, for different products. And then we've tested, we have managed probably over $400 million in ad spend on Facebook and Instagram, because we don't do anything, and we don't do paid search, we don't do Pinterest, Snapchat, and anything else. And throughout the years, we've managed, like me and my team, over 450 million, and we've tested over 100,000 creatives. So when it comes down to creative testing and knowing what creatives work for what products, we really, really know the game here. And then from there on, that's a never-ending cycle with testing more creatives, researching, understanding what works, all the trends, and then continue to produce more winners to maintain that growth. You can rely on a single creative that works once and then you will use it for years. No, we've tested probably over 250, over 2,500 images and videos for this brand alone.
Wow. So I know I've seen some of their videos as well, which are very good. I know Video Telepathy did a bunch of their video shots. Rob Burns, who's been on the podcast. Is there a place where the listeners could find some of this creative? Can it be right on in the Facebook library, or
Yeah.
what's the best way to do that?
The best way, the easiest way is the Facebook ad library. You can go in the Facebook ads library. It's open publicly, public domain. You can go there, type in a competitor, and see what ads they're running. And then you can basically, what we do is we reverse engineer what are the top performing ads of the competitors. Because the fact is that 95% of all the creatives you test on Facebook will fail. So that gives you only 5% chance of finding a winner. So that's 1 out of 20 images or videos you test can become a winner. And then if you really want to, just spend money on understanding these tests, imagine how much money, you spend $200-300 per video or image to really understand if it's gonna perform or not. And then you test 100 of these, you can do the math how much you're spending. But by doing a little bit more smart research and hacking what actually works for your competitors, you can save a lot on your testing budgets, because you will only be testing potentially what is the best out there. You're not going to create too much wasteful spend. And we were doing this manually, but then we built some in-house tools that we can automate all of these processes. And we definitely know at any given point, like in the industry, for each niche competitor or product, what works on Facebook. So that gives us a little bit of unfair advantage.
Yep.
But yeah, so the Facebook ads library, that's the answer.
All right. Very good. So I'm not sure what's happening right now, Manol, but there's a time delay where you're talking about 2 seconds after you finish. I'm not sure what's going on, but anyways, I can handle it if you can handle it. Why don't we go to a couple of questions? Kelsey, what's the first question?
Yeah, we got a couple of questions here that we can go through. And just to let everyone know, as someone who's used this Facebook ads library, it's really good. If there's any tip that you can do, it's super easy to use. You can check out all your competitors and just kind of replicate and do it. I would highly recommend checking what Manol said with the Facebook ads library. And I posted the link in the description as well, so everyone can check it out. Okay, let's see. We'll do one from Nathan. I have a Shopify site, but 99% of sales come from Amazon. Would it be worthwhile to begin running ads to my Shopify site?
Yeah, you can definitely try that. I mean, a lot of people are like Nathan. Most of the traffic and sales are from Shopify, from Amazon. So give it a try. I don't really know what else to say. I don't know any more details. But you can see the criteria, the 12 checkpoints that I'll give out. And then if your product is probably checked into 80% of these checkpoints, you should definitely try it out.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I mean, what's the harm if you want to just go in and start, like when Manol was saying, just do some split testing. You don't have to have a huge budget, but once you find a winner, and go to the ads library, that'll be a nice starting point for you. One thing I want to say about the ads library is that this is the exact same as when you're looking for your competitors using Helium-10 Cibro. You got to make sure it's a true competitor. So if I'm looking up a browsing keyword like dog chews, and I look for people who are competitors in dog chews, I'm not going to get the information I want. Or if I'm looking for, or if I see dog or rawhide, it's not going to give me the same information that I need as a competitor who is selling a 6-inch bully stick or an odorless bully stick. So you want to make sure that you drill down so you get the right information, and you're just not using some generic ads that are doing well, but it's for the wrong competitor.
Exactly.
Okay. Next question is from Cindy. Is it frowned upon to have your Shopify site prices cheaper than on Amazon?
No, actually, that's a good question, and I think I answered this. But what we try to do is not on the store, but if you have a sales page dedicated to run paid ads to, like traffic from paid ads, or a sales funnel, you want to have an offer that is a little bit more enticing than the one you have on Amazon. And the way to do that is maybe you can do bundles. You can just add more products into a bundle, give a better discount on that bundle, like 40, 50, 60%. This is something like it's kind of like irresistible deal, right? So if you can do that and achieve, your you still hit your margins there and get a good average order value. That's your strategy for Facebook acquisition. So
Okay. Great. Let's see the next one. Next one is from Marcia. Can you detail how you manage inventory buys when you're increasing ad spend so significantly? Is there a formula you depend on?
I don't manage any inventory buys because we are the media buyer. And I just tell the clients, like, make sure you don't run out of inventory, because once we start scaling, there's no stopping the train. It happened to us so many times, especially with e-commerce, that we have a breakthrough and we start scaling the ads on Facebook. And then all of a sudden they run out of inventory and we have to wait until they replenish it. That means, like in our world, what that means is like, okay, now we have to stop the ads or bring it down to a minimum, and then sit there and wait. But one thing always happens with Facebook is if you resume the ads later on, once they get all that inventory back, the ads are not going to perform the same way as before. It's just, that's how it is. You can't just resume them and then expect the same exact results. So the results are basically uglier, is what I'm trying to say. So if you see that you have the ability to scale and scale your revenue with paid ads on Facebook, make sure you think about the inventory in advance. What we do, actually, that's something that will answer part of your question, is we provide forecasts, scaling forecasts to the clients, and we tell them month by month, here's what we expect to be in terms of spend, units sold, revenue, and cost per acquisition. And we give them like 3 different scenarios. If they want to get more aggressive and scale faster, or if they want to go a little bit more gradual approach that's less aggressive, where they're going to end up in like month 3 and month 6 in terms of sales and return on ad spend. Then that helps them really make sure they don't run out of inventory. With one client, they're selling organic chicken, not organic, they call it pasture raised chicken and meat. They're called Cook's Venture. We scaled this brand so fast, and I'm talking about like hundreds of thousands.
Don't say you ran out of chickens.
They run out of chickens. They run out of chickens in December. We scaled them so fast, and then they had to, I don't know where they got all these chickens, but they got the chickens back in April. And then that's 4 months. Like, Facebook was not the same in, just in a month of waiting. So the performance was not the same, but like, make sure you don't run out of inventory. That's one good question there. Like that.
And that's important too. Like, you want to talk to your manufacturer, like you're talking to your agency, or if you're doing it yourself, you got to go back, talk to your manufacturer, see if there's any holidays, see if there's anything that's going to hold it up. Check out whether there's going to be a problem, whether there is a problem with supply chain management. Like, let's say there's a problem off of Long Beach again. Well, can you send the ship over to the East Coast instead? Or do you have to air any shipments over? I'm lucky that I've been doing most of my sourcing right now in North America. So for me, if I go out, if I get close to running out of inventory, my lead time is 2 weeks. So it's beautiful. If I get something from Manol and he would say, "Here's your forecast."
Yeah.
It's simple. But if I have to wait 6 weeks to 8 weeks to get my product, you got to be very aggressive. And I would probably I've told people on the podcast before about my inventory strategy. I'm not going to get into it here, but there is a revolving door that if you follow it, you should not run out of inventory. And it should actually allow you to buy in smaller increments and still keep product in stock. But anyways, it's so important because even in Amazon, if you run out, okay, you get that one time maybe. But every time you run out of inventory, why are they going to promote you when you don't have inventory? So it's so important.
Yeah.
Okay. This one from Marcia. How does customer trust compare between shopping on Amazon and shopping on Walmart?
Wow. On Amazon, I don't shop on any of these, so I don't really know what to answer here. Maybe Norm, you can talk about that.
Marcia, I think you're probably talking about Shopify. But shopping on Amazon, there is trust there, and they know that if they don't like it, there's no problems. Like it's just no problem at all to return a product. Whereas they don't trust the Shopify store as much because they don't know who you are. You're a micro brand. That's why it's very important to have everything. Like you want to make sure you check all the boxes in trust. You can show that you're using a trustworthy merchant, a processor, that you have a phone number, maybe that you have. I always put a phone number, even though people say, "Well, I don't want to get phone calls." You don't. But it just gives us at ease. Oh, they have a phone number. They must be trustworthy. The contact information, everything that you could possibly, give. And you have a return policy. So at the bottom, it's required, but very few Shopify stores that I know that I look at have a proper return policy or privacy policy. These are all things that a savvy shopper will be looking for. And also, the biggest trust factor would have that button there saying if you want to buy on Amazon. But I like what Manol is saying is have that added value. Give them a reason. The mafia offer, it's just too good to refuse, as Sean Hart would say. And, you get them to try out your product just by giving them that irresistible offer to try. But give them the scapegoat going over to Amazon if, they have some questions about it. That's kind of what I would do or look at.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so we have one last question, but before we get to that, I just want to remind everyone we are doing our giveaway today. That is #Wheel of Kelsey and #Shopify to win an hour consultation with Manol. So make sure you get those in. We're going to be wrapping up in just a few minutes. This is our last question for today, and good luck.
Congratulations! Really.
From Chuck, do you advertise international and have the client have an international 3PL, or do you suggest staying domestic in the USA?
Very few of our clients that are into like e-com clients ship international. It's mostly US. So I think what else is he asking? Do you advertise international? We do, but very small parts. Like US is the biggest market. We stick to United States, and also just Germany, for example, is a market that's it's an impossible market. Like they don't trust Facebook. For some reason they don't like shopping online. It's a smaller market. I don't know. I prefer like sticking to whatever is working, and it's the biggest market, which is the US.
Yep.
So yeah.
Why not?
Of course.
Okay,
All right,
so I think
Kels.
that's it.
Okay, so before we get over to the Wheel of Kelsey, Manol, if somebody's interested in getting your services or inquiring about them, how do they get a hold of you or
They
one of your
can,
customer service reps?
yeah, I think the easiest thing is to go to the website
Yeah.
and then fill out the form there to contact us. I look every single one of these myself, so most probably I'll reach back to them. But that's the website. It's Captivate, CAPPTIVE8.com. That's it.
Okay. And I want to also just mention that case study. I know everybody involved, and I know there's no exaggeration in these numbers. So from 0 or 20 grand a month in ad spend up to it ended up at 2.5, right? 2.5 million.
Yeah,
So
still is.
just an incredible case study. And you can check it out. Just go to Life Boost Coffee and check out what they've done. Check out their website. Go on Facebook and see what they're doing. It's really cool. It's a great brand. And and by the way, one thing we didn't say, and I want to make sure I have my information correct, but the coffee company was not doing very well, was it? Like it was on the verge of just not existing, if I understood.
I didn't know anything about that brand before they reached out to me. So when they reached out to me, it was still very small in terms of monthly revenue. But what I heard from one of the owners is that it was kind of like put on the back burner because they didn't know they didn't have like a strong acquisition strategy, and it was doing almost nothing. So yeah, that's as far as I know. I don't know the whole story prior to that.
Yeah, but anyways, it's just incredible what you can do. And one of the owners is an incredible marketer. So to have the one owner that is the marketer side of it, and then he brings it over to you, and you bring it up to where it's at today. I mean, that's crazy what you can do, and that's what I'm trying to bring across is explore different avenues. If they never came over and said, "Hey, let's check out what you're doing," they would still be back. They might sell more now. Maybe they'd be at 40 or whatever, but they wouldn't have got to where they were without exploring this channel, which, don't be afraid to explore different channels. And if it doesn't work out, so okay, sarah. But anyways, that's it. Let's have a word from our sponsor, and then we'll get over to the Wheel of Kelsey. A big thank you to our sponsor, Post Purchase Pro, the only complete A to Z done for you real email and text marketing service built specifically for Amazon sellers. My friends Sean Hart and Seth Stevens co-founded Post Purchase Pro after launching over 1,000 successful private labeled products, growing 53 brands, and get this, exiting 17 businesses. Post Purchase Pro creates all of your digital assets 100% for you, from marketing inserts, complete sales funnels, email follow-up sequences, and weekly email promotions. They manage and optimize everything for you to drive more sales, get higher ranking, and receive more reviews on Amazon. So check out Post Purchase Pro now to see if you too will see enormous growth like their nearly 500 clients worldwide. That's Post Purchase Pro at postpurchasepro.com/lunch. Hey, Manol, I forgot to ask one question. Do you have a template or do you have a sample of what a sales funnel looks like?
That's a good question. I not only have a template, but I also have a training, which maybe you and I can get on another call and review it, because that whole thing that I just kind of tried to put it in a nutshell, I have a training recorded in a presentation that goes step by step. It shows the examples of the offer, the sales funnel, different pages, shows, the creative strategy, teaches different tactics. It's like 45 minutes training. I'll
Wow.
send that to you so you can watch it. Feel free to give it to the audience.
Wow. Okay. That's fantastic. I'm glad I asked the question. All right. So you have never seen The Wheel of Kelsey, I don't think.
I haven't.
All right. So sit back and relax.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
Okay. Kelsey, where are you? Kelsey?
All right. Sorry, I was just adding the tab. Okay, here we go. It is the Wheel of Kelsey. I just want to make sure we have all of our names. I saw that we have a couple.
You want to push
data
the wheel up?
entries. Yep, just a second. My internet's running a little slow. I know.
I get what I pay
All
for.
right. Okay, so here we go.
What are you doing?
Let's
Sorry.
go. Nice.
I'm gonna shuffle up. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. If you are the winner, please email me.
You might as well say it right now, Christine.
.com. No, looks like Marsha.
Marsha.
Woohoo! Marsha.
Congratulations, Marsha. Just please reach out, k@lunchwithnorm.com, and we'll
So what
hook you
happened?
up.
Christine didn't get you your money in it fast enough?
Yeah. Marsha just outbid her.
All right. Congratulations, Marsha.
Hey, Marsha.
Okay. So, sir, I hope it doesn't take a year or two to get you back on. This is awesome. Are you going to BDSS? I hope you're going to say, are you going to a $1 Billion Seller Summit?
I'm not.
I thought I might see it next week, but
no. I'm going to Greece next week.
oh man. Okay. All right. Good. Anyways, thank you so much, sir. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I'm sure we're going to see you somewhere in the world this year.
I will see you. Yeah, I know that. We always do that. Thank you so much. It was great. We should definitely do that again soon.
I'd love it. All right, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Norm. Thanks.
All right, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. I hope you got a ton of nuggets out of it. Manol is one of these guys that's just a giver. He just shares and shares and shares. As you can see, the 12-point PDF, the training that he's going to provide. Anyways, can't wait. Once we get that information, we'll post it for you. Kelsey, why don't you come on here?
Yeah, give us or smash those like buttons if you're excited for those giveaways. That's going to be great. That's going to be available in the Facebook group alone. So make sure you are part of the group, because that's where we're going to be dropping everything. Just makes it easier to get it out to everyone. Also, we'll send it out via email as well. So to our beardos who have signed up for our email newsletter, you might have noticed that you started getting some emails. So this is just us trying to give you more and more value and just connect with you and make sure that you get the resources that we sign up for, the webinars that we have, just so everyone's in the loop. So sign up for email newsletter if you're interested. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. We had a great turnout today. Lots of questions. Good to see. And yeah, if you're not a part of the Facebook group, make sure you join Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA and eCommerce Collective. You can post your questions, ask for advice, or just let us know how everything's going. Maybe you had a successful week or a successful month, hit some milestones. Let us know in the Facebook group. It's a great place to just connect with our community. And I think that's it. One last call. We do have our webinar happening August 18th as well. I posted the links in the comment section. You can find it if you scroll up. Here we go.
It's going to be an awesome, a really awesome training. So, learning a little bit more about crowdfunding. It's not a podcast. It's a webinar that's going to go through the actual training. So if you've ever wondered about crowdfunding, or you've done it and maybe it didn't work out, Vance is definitely the go-to guy for this. So check that out. And if you like what you heard today, or if you just want to, vent who maybe you thought the show sucked, but I thought it was really good. Leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you. Over on Google or Apple or wherever you're listening. We love getting our reviews. We take them all seriously. We go through each and every one so we can improve the show. Anyways, if you can, we'd love to hear from you. And I guess that's about it. I'm not going to be here on Friday, but tomorrow night we're recording a really cool special episode about events, mentorship, why we go to these events, kind of mind mapping, and at least from my end, what's happened from going to events. And this is there are going to be a few participants in this one from my most recent Australia event and what people got out of it. So anyways, check that out. That's going to be on Friday. And we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. We have got an awesome community. We love you guys. And we could not do this without you. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. And tune in on Friday.
Lunch with Manol.